Welcome to RV Hour, powered by Giant Recreation World. An honest talk about the RV lifestyle, travel, costs, tips, and everything you need to know. Each week, we'll bring you the best and most helpful info, travel hacks, and answer your camping questions. Now, here's your host, Larry McNamara, CEO of Giant Recreation World.
Hey, everybody, Larry McNamara here with our number 10, I believe. 10, editor.
Yes, sir.
Producer.
Yes, sir.
I'm here. I'm happy to say on live camera with my man, James Bell. He likes to be called Chris, but we all call him Fozzie. He is the man that gives you the walkthrough when you rent a Giant Recreation World RV. Now, we have 3 locations, one here where we are in Winter Garden, Florida. We have one in Palm Bay and one in Ormond Beach. Those 2 locations are I-95 frontage stores, and we're very proud of all of them. I believe this is our biggest, though, because we have 2 separate showrooms. As you can see, we're under the canopy of one of them, where we have our golf carts. And I did mention that Chris goes by Chris, but his real name is James, and everybody here calls him Fozzie. Why do we call you Fozzie?
Like the bear, waka, waka, waka.
There you go. I believe Dennis maybe back in the day gave you that.
Yes.
But it fits and it sticks, right?
Yes,
but
yes.
we're in front of one of our beautiful motorized Class A rentals. This is a Pursuit.
Murata.
A Murata.
Correct.
I'm sorry, 35BH.
Yes.
Murata.
Correct.
And I'm going to pretend that I'm a customer, and he's going to give me the rundown on how to use it and what all it got, right? So I'm going to let you, after you, sir.
Yes, sir. So, good to see you, sir.
Yes.
And one of my questions to you is, where are we going today?
I'm going to Disney World.
Nice. So you're going to be hooked up to a bunch of hookups. Obviously, this is a Class A, which is a 50-amp connection. So we just want to make sure we have all our hookups. The RV itself is contained with area adapter hoses as far as water if you were dry camping, and everything on board is ready to use and willing to go, just in case.
What's dry camping?
Dry camping is in case you go to an area and maybe you're out in the middle of the boondocks, as they call it.
Yeah.
And there's no power around.
I see.
Water.
Yeah.
Just in case you go to some place that you might not have the stuff to give you anything you need.
You know, I heard Larry's podcast one time talking about boondocking, and that's what that is, right?
You are
boondocking.
Yes, sir.
Where you're staying at somebody's house and you are plugging in, or you're in the field at the ball game doing some tailgating, right?
Yes,
Just
sir.
that's all RVing. But I'm going to Disney World.
Yes,
so they have
sir.
all the hookups I'm going to need.
Yes, sir. Yes,
All right.
sir. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry.
So what we're going to start with out here is how I'm going to let you know what kind of power we have. We have 2 types of power on our RV.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we have 110 power and we have 12-volt power. 12-volt power only runs a certain amount of things. That would be all of your lights, your awning motors, your slides, and of course, your fan in your bathroom, your carbon monoxide sensor, and your refrigerator. Now, this particular model, the refrigerator runs on an inverter.
I
So
see.
therefore, it runs off of your batteries. So therefore, once you plug up the shoreline power or turn on your generator, it'll automatically kick over to power. Does that make sense?
It makes it sound easy to me.
There we go. There's only 4 things that run on power. That would be your TVs, your microwaves, your overhead AC, and all wall outlets. So in order for those things to run, obviously you got to be plugged into either a shoreline power or a generator.
All right.
All right. So what we have here, of course, is your LED lights at the top, which run on 12-volt power.
That's just so you're cool sitting out there in the campground.
Exactly. Take
You're out here, gonna watch the game, have some shrimps on the barbie.
Yes, you got it, man.
That's what I'm planning on doing, folks. We're going camping. All right.
So you can actually pick up airwaves if the campsite doesn't offer you any kind of coax cabling.
Yep.
You can actually pick up airwaves. And you can see the pixels breaking up right now because we're underneath the overhang. So obviously it's going to give you some kind of breakup.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot pick that up as you drive. But if you got a Fire Stick, a Roku, or Apple Chrome, you can plug and play at the HDMI and USB right off your phone and drive down the road and entertain the children as...
Very important.
Yes, very important.
All right.
Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Antenna airways, very easy to pick up. All local airways, any area that you go into, CBS, ABC, and of course, Fox. And then all the old stuff, Hogan's Heroes, Welcome Back Carter, Good Times, Rifleman. It's all on there. It's
Nice.
at your finger touch, okay? I usually go right through the transition of showing you how everything works to make sure everything is right.
That's beautiful.
Okay. So right here we have your first bedroom, I like to call it. It's
There
very
you go.
slippery for the children.
Oh yeah, look at that pass through.
Yes.
Get down there. You got to see the pass through. It goes all the way across like a Greyhound bus almost.
And I do suggest tables, cornhole boards, fishing poles, anything elongated. You might want to put this in this area. Anything outside would stay outside. Anything inside that's of importance would like to be locked up really tight.
I got to tell you something cool that you probably didn't even know.
Yes, sir.
One of our new fifth wheel products. It's called the Cardinal Red.
Nice.
Now the bases of the dinette booths are actually cornhole boards.
Wow.
So
Look at there. I didn't even know that. That's awesome.
There you go.
That is good.
Moving on.
All right.
Yeah.
110 outlet on the outside. Of course, you got more storage. This one goes all the way across as well.
Awesome.
These are the only 2 compartments that actually do that. Everything else is just compartments.
That's a special feature I know because it's usually only on the big diesel pushers that they go all the way through.
Yes.
So that means you can just pack it wall to wall. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Golf clubs, all that stuff.
Correct. More storage. Just showing you the storage real quick. Nice and clean.
Yeah.
Everything's kept up to par. We want to make sure when you roll out of here, you're going to know everything about the RV industry and you're comfortable with driving and having a good time.
You know what else we want you to do? Notice how it's pretty. See, this is a pretty motor home. So when you pull into the campground, they're not thinking, oh, great, another rental customer. No, these are retail-ready RVs. So
Yes.
this is just like if you bought it from us. This is what you're getting.
2023, baby. Can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Right here, of course, is your propane tank. It's a 14-gallon tank. I'm just showing you that the gauge is nice and full. You do have a monitoring board on the inside that'll give you an assumption what's going on with the house side.
Right.
We always want to make sure that you see the gauges before you roll out. That way you know that you have a full tank of gas ready to go. Take care of your refrigerator if it was on gas. But other than that, your oven, your furnace, and of course, your the whole tag on
Water heater.
water here. Yes.
Right behind you.
Yes, it's burning off right now.
Yeah. Very cool.
More storage.
Hey, what's this?
Oh, that is a quick connect for a gas grill or another propane tank. You can actually pull the plug off of here, and of course you can see it pulls back. It's just a sleeve deck, and you have to have a D2 to go in there to hook up to another propane bottle or a propane grill.
Yeah. And we sell the hoses for that if you wanted to bring your propane grill with you and don't have a hose long enough to reach that.
And of course, glass storage, which is nice to have a little bit more. Everybody likes to bring everything from the house.
That's a good place for your beer when it's cold out like it is right now. With,
As you can see here, there's a hot water heater. It's burning off right now, 160 degrees coming out.
right?
Make sure you test the water before you jump in.
I always like to tell people when I used to do RV shows, don't put your seat up against that water heater when it's running on the LP gas, because it will catch a fire or melt.
Correct. Yes, and children, do not touch.
Yeah,
It says hot.
It says hot.
Yes.
I think you could. They also work on 110, don't it?
Correct.
So most people, when they get to the campground, they turn it to the 110. That way, it doesn't get hot hardly anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Dry docking, boondocking. 50 amp shoreline power hooked up to an adapter. So that means I've reduced my power. So now I can only run one AC right now.
Right.
If I have 50 amp service, then of course I'll be able to run both ACs with no problem.
See, this is live. This is exactly how customers are. You heard them paging all that. This is not a studio. This is a
live.
real live thing. So he gets interrupted like that all the time. See how it just glides right through it?
Yes.
It's awesome. And I wanted to point out we have
Yes.
a hitch.
Yes.
And I already have the plug with an adapter inside that you can go to a four-way, right?
Correct. Yes, sir.
So
yes,
do you restrict people? Are they allowed to use the hitch?
yes, up to 5,000 pounds.
There you go. See? No restrictions.
All right. Backup camera in the back, just to let you know. That way you can see everything as you're backing up into it. Maybe not your house. We want to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
Come on around here.
Just regular unleaded fuel, too.
Yes. This is the dump area number 2. Okay. This is in the back because it has 2 bathrooms. So, of course, I have my septic hoses in here. I have a porthole to drop my hose through. Also have a black handle and a gray handle. Obviously, that is the containment handle. So, therefore, when you're ready to release the demons, I call them, you pull the black first, close it, and then when you're ready to wash them away, pull the gray one, and that'll actually take care of everything that's in the hose.
What's this?
That is my sewer hookup for a water supply.
To clean it.
Yes, sir.
Cleans the demons, as he said. I've had many discussions on my podcast regarding the pooper tank.
Yes.
Because you're not allowed to say anything like that. It was born on a radio show, so you can't say what we all thinking.
That's right.
But it is the pooper tank, right?
And it's very clean. As long as you keep yourself and know exactly what it works on is gravity.
That's right.
Because you cannot stop with gravity.
You don't want to go uphill.
No.
We've talked about the little slunky. If you don't have a slunky, you got to get a slunky.
Very good. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Obviously, you got compartment lights in each one of these. Each one has portholes. That way you can drop your cord through here. This is called a converter box. Mm-hmm. And, of course, you drop your 50-amp shoreline power, and you can shut your door so no rain will get in there. Of course, no animals.
Right.
We don't want taking them home with us. We want to make sure we have fun.
So you're saying when the generator's running, you don't have to do nothing else. It automatically takes over.
Correct. Yes, sir.
See,
yes, sir.
That's a big deal.
And here's your generator.
Nice.
Brand new inverter. This is top of the line. We really like this model. It's come out really nice. No problem whatsoever.
Is it quiet?
Very quiet.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn it on just so you can hear it.
Oh, excellent.
I have two locks, one on the left, one on the right. And the reason I'm showing you this is because we do this for troubleshooting. You have two breaker switches that are in here, 230 amps. You want to make sure that they're to you. That is the on position.
There you go.
So one wall of the RV could trip, the other RV, the other side of the wall could still be going. Mm-hmm. And this is how you would come out and troubleshoot it. I do have a primer button. I'm going to turn the button down, and the green light's going to come on indicating it's been primed.
Yeah.
And now I can start it here or start it in two other places inside the RV. And you got to remember, it's a cold start. It is cold today, so therefore you got to remember.
Sound wide that is. Oh, that's beautiful, folks.
Yes.
Well, you have a filter involved either. See, that's the real deal, folks.
Real deal. Has a muffler silencer on here.
Right.
Okay. And then the great thing that I like about this, in case your RV were to die out there, if you were boondocking, dry camping, maybe you've lost all the power in your chassis motor, which of course was drained because maybe the lights were left on accident. And you can actually come out here and pull start your generator.
That's a new feature.
Yes. By kicking up your generator and then recycling your batteries back to life.
There you go.
It's an awesome feature to have.
How about if you're renting somebody that is boondocking, like if they're going to the races? I think they make you have them.
Gen stacks? Yes.
It looked to me like like something you put on a semi truck to put the exhaust way high.
Yes, very good.
Give people then?
Yes, we do. We actually rent them out.
There you go.
And you just take off the silencer. We could do that for you in-house.
Right.
And then, of course, you'll hook up a gen stack. It goes straight up in the air. And, of course, that way nobody smells the fumes. We don't want to be...
Well, that's why they make it a rule sometimes, especially at the racetracks and in the infield.
Gator Nationals, we actually rented out about 4 or 5 gen stacks.
There you go.
A lot of Gator bowls. They don't want none of that. Backside of your furnace, just to let you know, this does get hot as well. Okay, and I'm going to put this cover back on. This is pretty important here. This is a fire shield. This is what prevents this compartment door from melting. So you actually want to make sure you put this on correctly. And that way it has a good tight seal. Hit your right lock, left lock, and just pull on it just to make sure it's closed all the way. And of course, I do suggest if you're boondocking, maybe to open up your compartment door, stick a stick here to leave it so it gets more aerated in there and keeps it nice and cool.
Well, keeping that cover on also helps that keep cooler. You think it helped not keep cooler, but it sucks in the air from underneath here.
Yes, sir.
And when it's all closed in, it sucks in and blows out.
Yes.
So it's always cooling.
All right. Next compartment here, obviously, is your first bathroom. This is your dump area.
It's very clean.
Yes, we try to. We want to make sure that you guys go out there and do not have any hesitation of having any problems. So, of course, we have 2 sections of 10-foot septic hose, and as you can see, they're accordion.
Yeah.
Okay? That's in case you got to go 20 feet from your RV.
Wasn't it last podcast I talked about always have an extension?
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, state and national parks are usually somewhere between 25 and 35 feet with the dump areas. I have all your connections here for where you're going to be going. So as you can see, there's a porthole for your septic hose to draw through. There is a porthole for your coax cable and your water hose to come through. I suggest to keep the water hose away from the septic hose as much as possible. Less contamination. We don't want anybody getting sick.
Right.
Obviously, the shower is for you outside in case you get a little sand on your feet or a little poo on you.
Or demons.
Or demons, yes, yes. And it mounts right here, which is a great feature to have.
Right.
Obviously, I've got the coax cable up here, freshwater tank fill. And you know what the best thing about RVing? Everything is labeled. So that means everything's so simple. Standing water connection, winterizing inlet, and of course your sewer tank flush. This is the main thing I use the most when RVs come back. I like to make sure they're flushed completely. We want to make sure we send everybody out with no bombs. So we want to make sure everything's good to go. On the city water connection, you put a water reducer on there to give you more pressure. Probably up at about another 5. It all depends on what's coming out of the areas that you're at. If they're bigger, there's going to be a little bit less pressure.
Right. It keeps it copacetic.
Yes, yes. And of course, the coax cable, which everybody knows, that's for your cable line. You just hook it up and draw out all the cable that's the RV park has to offer.
What's up, down mean?
Oh, what's that, sir? The dial. Oh, this is your water pump for your outside shower.
I see.
So I can just turn it on, oh, so simple. And I have a water stop, and I can turn it on up here and then give me some water coming out.
Right.
Here's so I can get a little poo on you. See how easy that was? Boom, all gone. No mess, no stress.
Very nice.
All right.
These are nice reads.
And this is your water filter? Yes.
Yeah, we have filtered water on our rentals, folks. What I'm talking about. Yeah.
Did you see how I'm
Don't forget your stitch.
I'm not. I'm going to make sure you...
Plenty of motor hose. There's 2 hoses in there, huh?
Yes. And now notice that they are in their own separate compartment. We do not want to cross-contaminate. Potty mouth is not good.
Nope. That's your drinking water, folks.
You got to make sure it's clean.
And we also supply you with a long coaxial cable.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Everything's always added to the RV. This is a gent stack.
Okay, yeah.
So I was just already put it, it's bagged in, ready to go. That way you can hook up, go to a place that's really tight, and be able to keep everybody happy by blowing up your exhaust fumes in the air.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the storage compartment here is, of course, for the hydraulic lines and your electrical slides.
Yeah.
And we don't store anything.
It says it's not a storage compartment. Not a storage compartment. And another thing I wanted everybody to notice is the exhaust for the generator is always opposite the awning. So you aren't shooting yourself in the face with the exhaust when you're out there under the awning trying to enjoy the evening.
Yes. And never park up next to the curb, because the curb will push it right back underneath your undercarriage. All right.
I knew we were only going to have time to do one.
Get ready for the ultimate RV experience. Join Giant Recreation World for the 2023 Central Florida RV Open House. Don't miss great deals on new and pre-owned inventory. Hundreds of units on display. Enjoy great giveaways like Yeti coolers. Save big on all 2022s. All new and select pre-owned inventory comes with a free lifetime warranty. Plus great pricing on advanced EV golf carts. Visit their 3 locations, Winter Garden, Destination Daytona, or Palm Bay this Thursday through Sunday only. Or at GiantRecreationWorld.com.
Welcome to RV Hour, powered by Giant Recreation World.
All right, and we're back. Obviously, our producer didn't give us much warning on that last cutoff, but, we had to hear from our sponsor, Giant Recreation World. So thanks for holding with us, and we're going to learn all kinds of new stuff still. We made it to about this big wheel on the front, and I had noticed this after we cut out. I said, what is that?
This is your cameras. This is for your blind spots. They actually come up on a televised little screen inside in the middle of the belly. That way, when you guys are going to make your turns, you'll be able to look in your blind spot to see what's going on.
Hurry up, Paul.
All around here.
Very life.
You see? We're live, folks.
We are.
This is how it works right here.
We are definitely live. All right. So the first thing I didn't get to show you on this one here, we have an inverter box in here. I just need y'all to be aware of this. This is what controls your temperature, or keeps your power on your refrigerator.
There you go.
And as you can see, there's a little gray button right there. It's circular. You have one in here, and you also have one on the inside.
So make sure that your lawn chair or whatever don't shut that button off.
Yes.
All right, see?
Now, if it does happen, we do have a backup button right here inside the doorway.
Okay.
Just in case that button were to be pushed, you have this other backup button that's inside to help you out to make sure that one of them is on and the refrigerator stays cold.
I see.
All right.
How about under the hood? We got to check anything under there?
Everything's all good. We are up top fueled. We always make sure the maintenance is done on the oil changes. Also make sure the windshield wipers are good to go.
Yeah.
And of course, the windshield wiper fluid.
Yeah.
All right.
See, it's all done for you, folks. So
this right here, of course, screen door. I tell everybody, hey, this is how we order up 2 hot dogs and a Coke to go, please.
And a cold beer for Larry.
That's right.
you go.
Gotta have a cold beer. Of course, you got your deadbolt lock. This is one thing that happens a lot. People come out, they hit that lock, and then they shut the door behind.
Now it's locked.
You got it. That's your handle lock.
Yeah.
I have a master key to that. I tell everybody that. I can get out and out of your unit, but I tell everybody, please, if you're going to lock your house, lock your deadbolt. There's only 2 keys made. Tommy has one. Of course, you'll have the one set with you.
There you go.
Come on in after you, sir.
Well, come on, cameraman. This you're pretending you're me. This is me walking in.
There is a perfect
Yeah.
backup light.
So, Larry, right here at the bottom, just
Come
gonna
on
show
over
you.
here.
You have multiple things to look at. Obviously, this is your entry door light above your head. This is your awning light outside. This is the inverter button that I was telling you that sometimes you have to double check to make sure both of them are going on. This is your step light, and then you have your common compartment light that gets left on while you guys are dry camping.
Yeah.
And that's what drains your battery down and you lose power to starting your generator.
There you go.
Now, if you lose power to that, all you have to do is start your chassis motor, let it run for about 1.5 to 2 minutes. Then you'll be able to have enough trickle charge to start up your generator to power back your batteries. Remember, these are marine batteries, so they do take their time of charging.
Yeah, and it's not a big charger for them either. Don't want to boil them.
Correct. Yes. Down here is your battery disconnect, just
Yeah.
to let you know. Just in case you were to buy one of these units and you wanted to store it at a storage facility, this is how you would actually put these batteries in dormant mode, put them to sleep. I'm coming in.
We didn't mention that all RVs have ground fault interrupters, I think, on almost every outlet. So if you try and plug in your hairdryer or something and it doesn't work, make sure you check that little thing, which I'm sure he's going to show us.
Yes. And of course, you got extra counter space. You got your sink here.
Yeah.
And then
they call that a farm-style sink.
Yes, that is. Stainless steel, too. Right behind you, young man. This is your monitoring board, which I'm getting ready to open. In order to open the slides, and of course, your bed that comes down out of the ceiling, and of course,
Go up there and look, because I know there's something in there.
yes. So I have my front slide, my back slide, and all I'm doing is making sure that I don't have any obstructions. No people, no cars, no trees, anything on the outside can hurt the RV and somebody.
Right.
Give that about 20 to 30 seconds, if that, and before you know it, you'll have a huge room. Good job. Look at all this room. Look at this. We could actually do a little barnyard hoedown.
We could. We could have a hoot nanny.
Hoot nanny. So,
And again, did I mention it has storage?
tons of storage.
Everywhere.
Tons of storage. So right here on this monitoring board, it's going to tell you everything about your house side. I have tanks up here that read E to F, which is empty to full. And then I have my battery percentage of what my batteries are in case I'm not plugged in or running a generator. As I push each one of these, they're electronic, so you definitely want to push these so gentle. LPG is liquid propane gas, which is full. Your battery is going to be full right now because we're plugged up with shoreline power. Freshwater tank is full, black tank is empty, and the gray tank is empty. So therefore, that gives you an assumption what's going on with the house side.
There you go.
Right here is my hot water heater for gas. That takes 5 minutes for it to get hot. Then, of course, I have my hot water heater for electric. That one takes 20 to 25 minutes to get hot.
And don't run both at the same time, right?
You are correct, sir. I have my water pump on, which is ready to go for water in case we're ready to roll down the road, use the bathroom, wash our hands. Whatever we need to do, we'll be able to have access to water. And then here's one of my buttons for the generator start. Hold the button until it kicks, and then let off. And you can hear how quiet it is from being on the inside of the RV.
Right.
Hour meter up here to keep track of your hours in case you have
For maintenance. That's for maintenance.
And regular maintenance, yes, sir. And then other than that, that's your monitoring board. Right above it is a start timer for your generator. In case you go to a campsite, maybe like Jenny Springs, if it so happens. Right. A lot of times you can't get a campsite that has full hookups and you have to park in the grass. Therefore, you have to cut your generator off at certain times.
And the TV antenna butt.
Yes. So right now we're on booster power. If I stop it, and of course you can see all the TVs have frozen.
Right.
So therefore I'm loading up my coax cable on the outside to program my TVs. If I don't have coax signal, then of course I'll program my TV to the setting, and then it'll pick up all the local air channels there again. You do not want to use this as you drive because the pixel will break up. But if you program right here with your Fire Stick or your Apple Chrome or your phone,
or your DVD, let's show our age, DVD or whatever.
yes,
I'm not going to say VCR.
we do have a harness strap that's over here that has HDMI and of course DVD hookups. Just got to bring the DVDs to the DVD player. Is that okay?
That'll work.
Other than that takes care of everything on the inside as far as the monitoring board. You can see how easy it is for everything to be hooked up and ready to go. Refrigerator runs on invert, nice and cold, ready to go. Huge refrigerator.
Yeah. That's a house refrigerator.
Yes. Cannot go wrong. Obviously, you see you have some locking mechanisms on the side. That is in case you store a bunch of things in here. You don't want your refrigerator to swing out on you with the door and everything.
That's right.
Over here, we have our oven. Now, the main thing we had to do here is, of course, to let everybody know this is not tempered glass. This is glass, and you want to make sure you don't cook on it and you let the oven cool down before you actually close it up. And it's a very simple process. This is just a striker. Turn it on, give it a beat. You can do 2 at a time, 3 at a time, go on. Turn it off, turn it down, and of course, you have a little ambiance, ooh la la. And then you got downtown Julie Brown.
Oven.
Oven.
I don't believe I'm going to do no bacon. Maybe the wife could make me some cookies.
Yes, cookies are always good. Of course, you got your sink, you got your sprayer. And remember, it's 160 degrees coming out. So this thing will produce some steam out of it. Got to get the water out of the cold line first, and then it'll start producing some heat. Woo! Watch out.
Yeah, RV water heaters are always higher than the house because they want you to cut it more so the small capacity lasts longer.
Yes.
By the way. So
all right. So right down here is your carbon monoxide sensor. It's going to go beep, beep, beep. So get ready. It's pretty loud. Okay. And it's going to go through a cycle. Should chime a couple more times. And now, of course, that will go off in case your battery is low, just to let you know. That'll be your first indicator that you're having some battery issues. The real more important thing for you is the carbon monoxide sensor. That's in case somebody were to leave the oven on. It'll actually let you know, hey, I smell some gas in the air. I'm just letting you know. Be aware. But if you spray perfume, cleaning supplies, any cologne, that's what it does. It's its job. It's a sensor. It's going to pick up everything that it smells in the air. Right here's your breaker box, top, middle. 110 breakers on the left, 12-volt fuses on the right. They're just simple auto part fuses. If you blow a fuse, a red light will come on through this valley, through this transparent window, indicating you blow a fuse. Stop at Walmart, Discount Auto Parts, O'Reilly's, wherever you get your fuses from. Pull and replace it with the same ambage. It should automatically reset itself. And you can see how easy it is to push the locking mechanism. All right. So right here in the bathroom is your GFI that you were talking about, young man. You come in here. Right here is your only GFI. So therefore, if you don't have any power from any of the outlets, come in here and reset your GFI.
just like at the house.
Yes. And then, of course, you got the stinky fan for the boys because we know the girls don't stink. And it has an air max around it. Okay, so you can open that up, let your steam out of your shower, whatever business happens downtown. And of course, once you're done, close it up and then keep your air inside your house.
Yeah.
Down here is the toilet. You have a puddle on the side. I always tell everybody, put a little water in the toilet first before you do any business because mama don't want to see tiger claws and home runs.
Yeah, and in time, that'll leak out anyway.
Correct.
Down into the tank because it really isn't made to be sloshing around while you're driving. Because it'll make a mess.
It will. And of course, you step on the pedal all the way, and everything will go down. All right. Light switches everywhere. Now, this is one thing I do tell everybody about. This is the closet, obviously. And it is bunk beds as well. And you can see that you can hang your clothes up here. I always tell everybody, be careful of this metal here. We don't want anybody getting scalped. Could hurt. Okay.
Down your hair that I forgot to mention that you donate. He donates his hair, folks. So
Yes.
let him grow it long, nice and long, luxurious. And then he donates it to those like me who need the help. But all that hair of yours, that probably wouldn't scalp you. You know.
I tell everybody about the fire exit windows. This is one of the most important places because a lot of kids do come up here, and I am very kid friendly. I love kids. I don't want anything to happen to them. This is probably one of the biggest things for me. And then number 2 is probably the fire exit windows. Kids are up here rolling around, watching their DVDs. These are 12-volt TVs here, just to let you know. They can run DVDs on the side of it.
Or video games.
Yeah. Exactly. A lot of Xboxes and PS3s. But the fire exit windows, sometimes the kids are up here and they accidentally hit this little lever here. As you're driving down the road, everybody's watching the road. Well, this thing starts to vibrate. And what happens here is maybe the wind starts catching the window. And before you know it, the window starts popping itself out and it breaks the set screw here, and then the window goes bye-bye. The window itself is about $550. It takes us about 4 months to get. I don't want any children to, or anybody else to fall out the window. So I make this a big, big, big deal about this to make sure that they understand to keep these locked. Okay. And then, of course, you can see how this works out to be a bunk bed by pulling this latch right here. Bed falls down, and then all you simply do is roll out your bed cushioning, and then before you know it, it makes the bed.
There you go.
All right.
Yes.
And then, of course, I do suggest this TV here, which I'm going to give up a big secret. Obviously, it's a hideaway behind it. So therefore, if you wanted to store some of your safety things that you want to keep secluded.
That's a liquor cabinet.
Yeah, it can be, that's for sure. But we do suggest to keep everything hidden from people. Now the secret's out, so don't tell nobody. Easy pull down blinds. There are lights everywhere. All you got to do is find the locations of them. They're all over the place.
And they have switches on them, like the old lights. You have to flip on the light itself.
Yes.
But
and then, of course, you have your beautiful closet. Everything has rollers or magnetic cut. Look at this, Larry. I can practically step inside this closet here and actually get away from everybody.
yeah, right. Nice.
This is a good-sized closet. Look how deep it is.
And the sales guy would say that's actually where your stackable washer and dryer would go.
Yes.
It's pre-wired for that.
Yes, very much so. All right, now we're in the bathroom number 2. We have a couple features in here. Of course, we got another stinky fan for the boys, okay? This does have an air max around it. Another toilet as well. Nobody knows how much more we need toilets in, especially when you're carrying 10 people. Mm-hmm. Latches on every door. You have a latch here and a latch here. On the shower door is tempered glass, so we don't want it to break. We want to make sure everybody understands that you hit this latch here. That's most important because you have 4 latches inside this unit alone. 2 here and then 2 on the pocket door. And of course, you have a sunroof in case you guys want to get some sunlight in here while you take a shower. And then I call this the exhibition window, which is a fire exit window. In case there was a fire in front of the bunk beds and you had to get out, this would be one way you would have to leave, okay?
I will say, folks, though, that it has to be a dire situation.
Yes.
Because I think that is probably about 7 feet off the ground.
Yes.
And there's no ladder, no rope ladder for you to drop down. So it just wants you to, take a run and start. and I'll tell you, hit and roll.
Tuck and roll.
Tuck and roll when you pop. Okay, all right. Safety first.
I think safety first, always. And of course, we offer these porta packs every time that you guys go out. We drop these into the toilet, and what that does is break down the smell, the poo-poo, and the toilet paper all at once. That way, when you go to flush it, it just runs right out of there, no problem.
That's awesome.
Yes. Come on this way. Boom. Hold on, that's
All right.
all right. So right here we have one of the beds. And as we can see, it's very simple to make a bed. So I just pull this cushion off. Boom. So I pull it here. Then I'm going to take this bed. And then I'm going to pull out, of course, the legs. And then I'm going to pull it out to where you might be standing. And as you can see, it's so simple. That took less than, 30 seconds?
Yeah.
Boom. And here we go. Now you're ready for one of your peoples to lay down and take a nap. What do you think, Larry? You want to try it out?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, folks.
Yeah. Let's look at here. Man, they can actually lay 2 people down here with no problem.
Oh, and it's just that we're very close.
Yes, very close.
Very close. You remember my daughter's eye?
All right, so we got that. Now I'm going to tell you one thing to look out for when you do put the bed back together. you got these buckles down here. So the main thing you do not want to do is have one of these buckles fall down here. What happens is when the slide comes over top of it, it's hidden and you don't know nothing about it. But when you come to open it back up to get your supplies out of here and everything,
You run over 'em.
you got it. Yes, sir. So I always tell everybody, if you're going to use the bed, go ahead and put the buckles together. That way you won't have no problem of this falling down there and there.
I see. All right.
All right. And then, of course, making the bed back together is very simple. Grab this, push, boom. And, of course, right here, so simple.
How are we supposed to remember all this stuff?
Yeah, well, if you look on YouTube, you probably see me about 10,000 times. This breaks down into a bit.
Hey, we're on another break, but we're having a ball. We'll be right back.
Need a golf cart? Check out Icon and Epic at GSV, Giant Specialty Vehicles, part of Giant Recreation World. The most affordable on the market. More than golf carts, the hottest electric neighborhood vehicle. Fastest in the industry. Top speeds at 25 miles per hour. Four-wheel disc brakes, seat belts, full color digital display, speedometer, odometer, charge meter, and more. Plus, all Epic cars have higher impact glass windshields and upgraded seats with matching body color stitching. New inventory, colors, and styles at GSV at Giant Recreation World in Winter Garden or online at giantrecreationworld.com.
Welcome to RV Hour, powered by Giant Recreation World.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, again, Larry McNamara, CEO of Giant Recreation World. I'm pretending I'm a brand new RV rental customer. My man Fozzie's been giving us the down low on how to work everything and what everything does. I'm sure I'm forgetting, but again, we can always YouTube anything general, and there's probably Fozzie right there showing you how to do it. So with that being said, no more to no more avail.
Yes,
Here we go.
Here we are. So, as we come back, here's our king size mattress. It's pretty easy to set up now. So we have this flip top, and all you do is you flip it over. Of course, you got your wonderful, wonderful bread spread ready to set up and go. Now, this is a slide that goes in and out. So I do tell everybody, before you bring the slide in, you obviously want to make sure you bring the mattress back up. Because what happens here is that mattress will fall down on the ground, and you got 5/8 plywood right here, and it can't walk itself back up there. So what it will do will actually start to tear the seam down the side of the bed.
And then we're going to keep your deposit, folks.
Yeah,
You know.
so's that.
Again, ignorance is never a good excuse in the law. So,
Yes, and they'll tell you that I didn't tell you, but I promise you, I'm going to tell you everything about an RV. Up top on both sides, you actually have USB ports on both sides of the bed, which you can see just right here on the counter right here.
yeah.
Okay. And then if you do have a CPAP machine or a BPAP machine, there's a porthole up underneath the cabinet here. You can actually have a 110 adapter inside. You'll be able to plug inside, put your machine, drop your hose in case you are on a CPAP or BPAP machine. We do accommodate all functions.
And if you're on oxygen or whatever, those machines are big enough there too. On the sides. And there's a plug usually
Yes.
accessible for your alarm clock too.
And we have pocket doors. As you can see, there again, boom, there's a pocket door there. And of course, you got the pocket door here. Now, they don't lock or anything. So obviously, it's just so you can change your clothes. Maybe you could do something else, but you want to make sure that you do have your pocket doors and privacy.
Well, we don't know what you're going to be doing.
Yes. Well, there
You know what happens in the campground, folks? Stays in the campground. That's what I'm saying.
So we have two more beds that we need to show you. Obviously, we have the one that comes out of the ceiling, which is a great bed. It holds up to 300 pounds.
I think you push a button and it comes down.
Yes. And then we have the dinette set, which is for small children, which is a great deal because now you can actually put them to bed or maybe a nap while they're driving down the road. Because you want to sleep in between the wheel wells. If you go behind the wheel well, then you'll actually, every time you hit a whoopty, you're going to jump up in the air.
Just like in the back of the bus when you was a kid. Y'all remember that? Woo!
So it's pretty simple to get this function down. Push the table down because there's a lever underneath here. And then you just want to set your bed up accordingly. And I usually go with a small, big. Boom. This is actually a pillow.
15 seconds.
And then right here is another small pillow that you put the insert in.
I think it took 15 seconds.
Yes. And then the next thing you know, you go to sleep, take a bath. So go back up. Very simple. Just pull up on it. In case you guys want to play some cards, play checkers, anything. And it's so simple to put back together. And
It can be chess too, you know.
Yes.
Whatever you want to play. You know, when I was a kid, I had a magnetic chessboard just for that when I went camping.
Nice.
It was also checkers, but yeah, magnetic checkers and chessboard.
All right, young man, if you would be so kind to have a seat right here, I'm going to sit right beside you.
All right.
Just going to show you a couple functions up here. So we have, of course, our ignition key, just to let you know what the keys do.
Yep.
This is our deadbolt key. This is our entry door handle key. This, of course, is the common compartment key. So keep the Louis Vuittons and the MKs in the house. And, of course, you have your hood key. So if you'd be so kind, put that in the ignition. Go ahead and give it a start.
Yes, I see the fall like what free to decree tree like hot.
Wow. Wow, look at that. You're amazing. You look good. You look good.
Just like starting a car, folks.
Yes.
You know, I hit the gas. I don't know why. It's like it doesn't have a carburetor. You know. I'm just funny that way.
Yeah. So we have a workstation in case you're a busy bee and you constantly can't get away from the work, like Larry. He's always busy. I have a USB ports, 12 volt as well. USBs all over the place, here, and over there. I have a 110 adapter right here beside me in case you have a computer hookup or something. And then, of course, we had all the functions, of course, according to what we need for safety, hazards. And you can see that they work. Yeah. They actually bring up the backup camera as you do that. That's just so you can make sure that nobody runs into the back of you while you're sitting on the side of the road.
And if they're gonna, there's not much you can do about it.
That's right.
Except, you know, tuck and roll. Everybody tuck and roll, okay?
Traction control system. As you can see, it's turned off right now. That is obviously for good things on the mountainside, black ice. You want to make sure you have...
Or, you know, if you're going to do a little racing, well, I suggest you get the extra insurance if you're going to do that. But
USB port. This one here is a plug and play. So if you were to plug your phone in here, it'll actually bring up Apple CarPlay.
Right.
Radio series, Apple CarPlay, Android, swipe, camera, Bluetooth audio, swipe, and of course your setting. I'm going to go back to camera. Larry, will you please hit your turn signal left or right? That'll bring up your blind spots. And you can see that the slide is out.
it is.
So that way you got...
Probably shouldn't go.
No, we should not go.
Right.
And then, of course, hit your right leg brake here. That'll also usually bring up the other slide being out. And the door.
And the door's open, the steps out.
Yes.
So we're not doing well, folks. So we're not ready to go.
Not ready to go. Safety first. Safety first. All right. So if I go back over here where everything is laid out, you got your map light right above your head. Great, great concept. Got to have some light. Got your fog lights, which are up front. Your radio, just in case you don't have the keys in the ignition, maybe you would like to listen to the radio while you guys are hanging out at your campsite. Of course, you have your hood light, your generator start, and your auxiliary start. Now, the auxiliary start is very important. Maybe you leave your lights on while you guys are at your campsite. You get there late at night and you forget to turn off your headlights. Maybe you wake up first thing in the morning, or maybe you're dry camping at a Flying J's or a truck stop. The next thing you know, you stick the keys in the ignition, nothing happens. Well, all you have to do is keep it calm, keep it simple, and just remember this. Stick your key in the ignition, turn it one click. Hold the auxiliary start button down for about 10 to 15 seconds. And what it's going to do is actually going to give you some current off of these two house batteries that have been charging the whole time while you've been driving. And it'll actually bump start the engine. And that way you'll be able to get unstuck. It's a fail safe. We don't want you getting stuck somewhere where you shouldn't be. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Cruise control on the steering wheel, obviously. Your directionals for your computer. And of course, on your armrest over there is, of course, your fans, which I do suggest you use because this is a huge magnifying glass. They don't oscillate, but you grab them and you turn them. They have two different speeds. There, if you push them up towards the windshield, the very top one, it'll actually come on. And that is great for circulating air up in here.
Very nice.
The two other buttons are your shade. So you have daytime shade and you have nighttime shade. Push them down. Very good. So go ahead and hold it till it stops. Oh, the security device is on right now.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
we have the keys in the ignition.
So it won't go down.
Yeah, that's right. We do not want to cover up the windshield while we're driving down the road.
See? Even I can't mess that up, folks.
So, remember I told you about the parking brake being down to engage, of course, your slides, your overhead bed, and your stabilizer. So the parking brake is engaged right now. What you want to do is hit the on-off button in the top right-hand corner, which is the LCI turn on and off switch.
This is the hydraulic leveling jack.
Yes, and it's telling us which way we're leaning right now, which is towards the front. Because
Right.
of us big guys up here, we're so handsome, we hold it down.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
It's my ego, folks.
Now you're going to hit the second button from the top left that says auto.
Boom.
And there we go. Notice it looks like a baseball field. First, second, third home, pitcher's mound in the middle. As it goes around the horn, it's actually going to start calibrating your levelness. I do suggest to hook up all your hookups first before you do your stabilizers. Only reason I suggest that is because if you were too far away, you're not going to get your connection. So you want to make sure you connect everything first.
Another thing you didn't mention is when you did the outside, none of the rooms or anything were out.
Correct.
Because we wanted access to those cubbies and everything. And when the room's out, that's just a head beater. When you stand up and forget you're underneath the slide room.
Yes, no fun, no fun.
Yeah, them jacks are working. They're leveling us up and stabilizing us.
Yes.
So you don't need any special driver's license or anything like that for driving these. So any
regular driver's license.
Regular driver.
Yes. And if you feel hesitant of taking this out and maybe doing it, we'll actually take you on a road course around here locally just to make sure you feel comfortable when you go out on the road. Because we don't want you to be nervous. We want you to be comfortable with everything you do about going out in the RV industry. So it's going to take a few seconds. It'll go around all the way around the horn. Once the green light becomes a solid green light on the pitcher's mount, it'll let you know you have totally stabilized off. And then you would simply just back off, turn it off again, and then, of course, turn off your engine. Nicely done. 3 things to look out for when you drive. I'm going to tell you the most common things that happen. Number 1, of course, is 13 feet of clearance. If you don't have it, do not go underneath. Number 2, backdraft behind an 18-wheeler. You're now the size of a moving billboard going down the road. So as the wind blows, it's going to rock you side to side, especially when you get between 2 80-ton trucks. So I suggest to keep it between 60 and 66 miles per hour. That's the best economically gas efficiency for this particular vehicle. It will do 76 miles an hour top end, but you'll watch the gas go right from here right out the back end. And that's the good old racing days, ain't it, Larry?
That's right. That's right. Hey, we got a full green light.
We got a full green light. We are
stable and level.
Yes. Now, there is a manual button just in case one of the tires are off the ground, because obviously you want to have all 4 tires engaged on the ground. If you have one of the tires or 2 of the tires off the ground, all you have to do is hit the manual button, which is the first button on the top left, and then hit whatever side, left or right, right rear, left rear, front right, and it'll actually bring it back to the ground and make some kind of connection.
Or first base,
Yes.
second base, third base, home.
Very good. Now it's time for us to go home. So same process. You turn the engine on to build up compression for the hydraulics.
Boom.
Make sure your braking, your parking brake is down.
Brake is on.
Yep. And then now you're going to hit all jacks retract. Beautiful. And as you can see, it's a free ride.
Oh, yeah. That was nice.
Nice. So the last third thing that I could tell you, the most common accident that's in the RV industry would probably be the ballards to protect the gas pumps, the concrete and stainless steel poles.
Oh, yeah.
This thing has a 10 to 12 foot natural swing. So therefore, when you pull up, I try to suggest to go to the outside pump so you don't have to worry about as much as the congestion in the middle.
Yep.
Give yourself some time to pull away. And always be attentive and aware of what your surroundings are, because you don't want to hit that.
That's right.
Because that'll be your deposit.
You got the inside that can hit, or you got the tail swing that can hit.
Yes, sir. If you do me a favor one more time, hit all jacks retract. And you can hear a winding noise. It's letting you know that all the hydraulic fluid that was in the line is now back into the reservoir. Then I would turn it off, turn my engine off, go out and do a visual inspection and make sure all my stabilizers are up. And of course, make sure all my connections are out, make sure my slides are in, and make sure everything is right before you pull away.
Fantastic. I'm ready to go camping. How about you there, Mr. Producer?
Oh, we're ready to rock and roll on this end.
Oh, man. I don't know how much time we got left.
About 5 minutes.
Oh, perfect. That's perfect. So, because we have to, like he said, get out and inspect our surroundings. Make sure we didn't leave our drawers hanging on the back ladder, because nobody wants to see that going down.
No, sir.
And make sure your jacks are all the way up.
Take a look, make sure all your pocket doors are latched.
Yep.
And of course, you're going to make sure your lights are off. I'm going to slide this right.
Yeah.
Now, if you guys stand out here, I'm actually going to bring the slides in and the awning in so everybody can visually see what's going on.
Yeah, we didn't say anything about that awning, but you told us where the light switch was. Where's the awning button?
Awning button is right here underneath the cabinet.
Right.
3 things to look out for with the awning. First thing, you don't want to drive away with it out. We obviously know that. Number 2, well, of course, anything over 10 or 15 mile an hour gust winds, it'll blow it away like a kite. Number 3, campfires can be deadly for this thing. When people stoke the fires, the embers fly up in the air and they land on the fabric and they burn pinholes in it.
Oh,
Fabric costs a lot of money.
that'll cost your deposit again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We want to make sure you go away the same way you came. Happy.
I'm from old school. I remember the old awnings where you tilt it one way. You don't look like you do that anymore.
No, sir.
What happens if it gets rain on it? Is it all gonna automatic?
It'll automatically drain itself off.
Wow, you hear that? Automatic. Oh, we love that.
And I'm going to bring the slides in right now.
All right. See, automatic. Woo! You notice I didn't undo the parking brake yet. That's the last thing you do before you drive out. Smooth operation, folks. Smooth operation.
It's all the wall.
Yeah, I know. We're about to order a new replacement for the smaller Class Cs, because our big ones are just now coming in. So we're getting ready to replace the smaller drivable Class Cs, and that's very exciting. So be on the lookout. We'll talk about that when they come in. Yeah. So
How we look, Larry?
I think we're ready to go camping.
Nice.
Except I didn't undo the parking brake, and
I'm going to grab the beer. Are you ready?
there you have it. Yeah, because we're going to Disney World.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, folks, just call 1-800, or I'm sorry, we don't use 800 numbers anymore, do we?
No more. No more.
It's 407-656-6444, or a direct. You have a direct line?
Just Tommy.
Tommy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tommy Fiala.
That's for Tommy.
Yes.
Or just say Reynolds, and they'll get you the right people. But they always know our schedule. I think you can actually book it online.
Correct.
How do they find you?
So we go to our website, of course, giantrecreationworld.com. You can actually go to look at all of our availability as far as what we have to offer at that time. Remember, we do about 100 rentals a month. So there's no way for you to call at the last minute and expect to get an RV. Now, if you leave your name and number, we have a cancellation. We might be able to pencil you in, but unfortunately, we are very popular. We go do all the outings, Sebring, Daytona 500, 4th of July's.
Right.
Lots of Earth Day birthdays, Rock Fest, Soul Fest, you name it. We pop off the marathons. We're there on time. We love to take care of people and send them out there and so they can do the RV experience.
Well, you are a famous icon in the rental industry, and we're glad to have you. Thank you so much for everything you do, my friend.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you guys for your customer service. We
All
appreciate
right.
you guys as well.
Hey, we're going to sign off a little early this week because I think we went over a couple times. So, Mr. Producer, we're sorry, but we had a ball, and we'll do a different kind of RV next time. So be on the lookout for that.
RV Hour, powered by Giant Recreation World.
I found